lions. You really thought I'd run. Watch me. 30 years of my pen, Jersey girl with perfect plans. Garden raising my daughter, healing clouds with gentle hands. Astrology blog at midnight, with you light into the breeze. Masters and bachelors, both with honors, so the world will let me breathe. Anytime my name on a secret list, pay strangers and make me bleed. So I packed up everything I loved and drove south to be free. But freedom wasn't far enough. Hi, everybody. It's January 17, 2026. I had to restart the chat 2 times because it wouldn't start the first time. So I will be back in about 2 or 3 minutes. I've got to bring my cat next door. And I will be back in a minute. Remember to hit the thumbs up when you come in, and I will talk to you guys in a minute. Helicopters buzzing, low surveyors I never hired. Fake clients on my title, threats in the mail, just walk away. Retire, but every kidnapped bottle feed, every roll point I sold is another middle finger to the cowards hiding in the shadows. I will live on YouTube every night, they saw it, they won't show. This farm is my fortress, my proof, my not the fall. You double down in Kentucky, thought the country would swallow me whole. Jokes on you, I'm louder than ever, and I'm never letting go. Time and honesty, freeze, God, rescue, queen, and call me to Kentucky, yeah. Turn the war on 10 degrees, orange beads in the corner. Poison in long fields at night, but still ain't screaming truth. I keep these appalachian lights, you on my head. Don't take it from me, hands. You try to bury me, baby, watch me rise, watch me go. Watch me go. Hi, everybody. Oh, good. Hi, John. Welcome, welcome. I'm trying to find the cat, my cat in here. She disappeared. I need to bring her next door. Yeah, what I did something for the first time was I scheduled the chat. So you can schedule it, and then it's supposed to automatically start at like 10 p.m., but it didn't. And I got an error message, so I'm going to have to, start it manually. I thought, it would be a great idea to just do it automatically, but it didn't work. Hi River Bluff. Hi Cape Scout. Welcome, welcome. Hi user, welcome. Oh, you've got sound now. Okay, yeah, it was not working before. It was the first time I scheduled the chat to start on its own at 10 p.m. But when I came back here, it didn't, and then I received an error message, so I had to exit out of it and start it all over again. So it took an extra few minutes. And it's snowing here. We've got little snowflakes, little lovely snowflakes. How you all doing? It's like we're another I do not consent live stream. It's going to be my motto for the 2026. I do not consent. Topics of interest. How's everybody doing? How's the weather by you guys? It's very weird across the country. We actually had some warm weather a couple of days ago. Hi, Fred. Welcome. I know. Isn't that horrible? Surviving day to day. But you know what? We know that we're targeted, but half of the country is confused about what's going on, and they don't realize that they're targeted too, maybe in a different way. I wish people would just start researching these topics more. But I think hearing other people speak, they're so concerned about the rising costs of food, people losing their leases and stuff. I actually watched a video that people are so strapped with paying their mortgages and stuff, they're getting out of their houses.
They're getting out of paying rent and they're moving into hotels. Let's see. You ran through your area this week. Oh, okay. Snowing in Illinois right now. Well, yeah, well, it snows a lot. It's freezing in Illinois. It is so cold there, like in Chicago. I don't know how people live there in the wintertime. I had a friend that I work with in New York City, and he decided to move to Chicago, and he loved it. It was beautiful, but he moved back because he said the winters were so brutal. Yeah, it was a soggy mess here because the criminals, they're dropping all kinds of kerosene mold on my property. So I walk around and I'm like, I might as well be ice skating on my property because they've destroyed all the grass. It's all greasy, and they like sit around, laugh and giggle. They think it's funny. Oh, River Bluff. Wait a minute. Weren't you moving and starting a new job? Did you start your new job? Oh, okay, good. Do you like it so far? Yeah, they sit around laughing in an apartment. Yes. Well, we could sit around laugh at them too. Like I sort of did that this morning. Like I have to wake up to feed my animals. The stalkers are hellacious. I heard that about Florida. I heard Florida, Texas are really bad. California. I guess it's bad everywhere, but there are certain areas that are worse than others. It depends on what they're doing to you, also. Hi, Jackie. Welcome. I took a few minutes to get the live stream started. I wanted to do it automatically. Like there is a method where you can schedule your live stream. And I figured, okay, I'm going to schedule it. And this way, people, it's once it's scheduled, you'll get a notification that it's scheduled. But my scheduling didn't work. I came back into the house thinking, okay, the schedule worked and the live stream started, but no, it didn't start. I received an error message, so I had to exit out and start it all over again. Yeah, so this morning, like I have to wake up every morning to feed the animals anyway. Like even if I want to stay in bed, like I might stay in bed an extra half an hour, but I don't have a choice. I have to get up and feed the animals. But I'm thinking to myself, as soon as I walk outside, I see some loser driving down the county road, and they don't have to because they don't have to go to work or anything. And then I'm like laughing at them, thinking, look at these stupid idiots. They had to wake up even before me to get dressed and jump in a car to drive down to stalk me on my property. I'm like, I don't have it as bad as they do. It's just that I'm not getting paid to be harassed. They put you to sleep for 2 live streams, so I know it bothers them watching this. Oh, they do that to me too. They actually knocked me out, until I guess it was around 9:15. And this is what's so disturbing about it is they do it when I'm about to do something. So it's like they prevent me from accomplishing something that I thought about that I need to do. And then they just knock you out. They do with radio frequencies. They've already mapped the brain, so they can trigger that part of your brain that puts you to sleep. Hi, Miss Emerge, welcome. They don't they don't like you watching my videos either. Oh, the poor babies. They said, let's see. They said they sent a rejected male honeypot to sync with me on this past Thursday, and he was so ashamed that he couldn't even look at me. He looked like a messed up Kanye West. Oh, that's hilarious. The only honey traps they send me are cats. I don't know. For all I know, maybe Foxy's a honey trap. Foxy sits outside in the morning, like wants food. I have to buy more and more food for Foxy. Let's see. You heard they can block or fog your memory after 12 seconds. They do that. It's so disturbing because I know that it's happening. Because I'm one of those people, like I'm a multitasker. So I'm like, I'll do, and I know what I want to do next, and they'll just knock me out when I know what I'm going to do next. And then after, I come to and I try to log out what they just did to me. I have to, it takes a few minutes to remember what it was that I was going to do before they did that. Let's see, 9 of us stuck at the other live stream waiting. That's hilarious. Hi, con artist. Oh no. Oh no. Is it still running? Because I came back I scheduled the live stream to start at 10. And when I came back to the screen, it said that there was an error message that it couldn't start. So I exited out of it and restarted it. So is there another one? Is there another one like live streaming? Hi, Just Me Florida. Hi, con artist. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna have to give me a minute because let me go over and see what's going on. It wouldn't allow me to get into the live stream that I scheduled. So let me see what they did. Just give me a second. Oh, I want to see if it's there. Yeah, I thought I would try something new. To get it to start, just in case I wasn't here in time coming back from the Cats building. And then when I came back from there, it said that there was an error message with the live. So I started it again. And now I'm trying to get in here. I'm having a lot of difficulty. Oh, I see. Okay, so what I'm going to do, and I'm looking at it, it says upcoming live. I'm going to get rid of that. And we're currently live, so okay. That should do it. Okay, so I'm back. Hi, Amy. Welcome. Hi, Joe. Welcome. Hi, Maximilian. Welcome. Tell the creepy voice to stay in the other live stream. Oh, that's right. The creepy voice. Hi, Pamela. Welcome, welcome. Hi, STL. You're wait. I know. I just told everybody. I decided I was going to do something different. I was going to schedule the live stream, thinking if I schedule it, you'll receive a notification in advance, and if I don't get to the live stream in time, like coming back from the Cats building, that it'll start automatically so that I'm not late. But when I got back to the screen, it said that there was an error message. So I just exited out of it and started all over again. You were at the other live. I know. Okay. So I actually just deleted the other live. Did I make the EMP? No. What EMP? Okay, so this is the live. Remember to hit the thumbs up. Yeah, I tried to schedule it thinking, okay, well, it'll start without me. And it did start without me, except I had no access to it. Oh, the bugs that no, I don't have I didn't have time for anything like that. I did get the other kind of zapper thing from the zapper guy online. I've used it once. I need to use it every day. No, I didn't make I don't like to play with electricity, guys. I'm not going to like sit around and disconnect wires on the zapper and reconnect them and attach a stun gun. Come on. If somebody wants to do it for me, I'll pay you. You can mail it to me. I could use it on my back or stomach that you don't have to grab it with both hands. Oh yeah, the Hulda. That's what I bought. The Hulda zapper. But it's weird. Oh, I don't have to. I don't have to grab it with both hands. Okay. I know. I still hear people saying that they get sick from that, but actually they're just getting the regular flu. I know. I'm confused about the zapper too because I bought it. I bought the the Hulda zapper, and it comes with these two copper cylinders to hold, and then it gives you the zapper. You add a battery, and then at the ends of that there are two wires and two little like prongs, and those little prongs you're supposed to touch to the copper cylinders, but they don't stay there. It's like they don't attach. You have to physically like hold it onto it, and one keeps moving it away. Let's see, you purchase a test up bells, and they help with the frequencies that they use to cause anxiety. Bell therapy. I actually have bells on my front door and bells into my bedroom. So if people come in and out, the bells do chime. But if they knock me out, like I can't hear it anyway. The CB, that's the flu. Don't nobody ever talks about getting the flu anymore. It's like the flu just disappeared. You're actually getting the flu. That's what you're getting. You're just getting the flu, guys. Yeah, Foxy's doing well. Foxy was actually came out this morning. It was waiting for food. Was out tonight waiting for food. Foxy's actually eating granola bars too. So Foxy will eat granola bars, dates, apricots, eggs, cat food, chicken. Yeah, like Foxy's it's expensive to feed a fox. Thank you, Jackie. I appreciate it. You'll have to email me for the address. your neighbor's pissed off. Oh, poor baby. Just think of how the neighbors piss you off every day. I don't feel sorry for them. Like, I have people leaving me comments like, "Oh, you have to forgive them," and all that. And I even see other videos. You just have to forgive them. I watched one video today, and I really like this guy, David Guillaume, and he said that if people are talking negatively about you, if they're slandering you, that's a good thing because when they do that, that energy actually goes back to them to absorb and it's taken away from you. Let's see, you've been watching Tartary documentaries for fun. Bells can be healing. They somehow knew how to transmit resonant frequencies or something like that, like acoustic therapy. Raccoon and possum pie. I don't know. Well, so you've got to catch them first. I have the fattest possums here. I've never seen possums this big before. They must be pregnant. I know, I can't forgive them either. I'm not going to forgive them. That's my big problem. It's actually the hardest thing I've gotten through. It's not that I think about it. I don't like ruminate on it or whatever. But when I did the 12 steps because I went to a 12-step program because I was dating somebody who had a drug problem. So I go through the 12 steps, right? And I get stuck on that part where you have to forgive everybody and blah 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 blah. It's like I turned to my sponsor. I said, "Why is it taking me so I can't get through this?" Like I got through the first steps and then the other steps relatively quickly, and that one I was like stuck on it for months. It's like, no, I'm not gonna, I can't. I just can't do it. Like deep South Mississippi, they love raccoon and really? Is that right? I have to, I have to ask Richard Moore if he's had like a possum pie or something. He's in a fox. What do foxes eat? A foxy loves chicken eggs. Loves the eggs. I realize Foxy loves dates, but I have to like break it in half because it's very chewy and it's got a pit in it. So Foxy likes date. Foxy's been eating granola bars because I'm running out of eggs because my chickens are not laying as many eggs. It's too cold. Hi Julius, welcome, welcome. Let's see, found out scalar waves they use in targeting us are activated by motion. Really? Oh, what are we supposed to do? Okay, so if it's activated by motion when we're asleep, it shouldn't get activated then. SCL says, I'll pass on the roadkill special. I don't like possums. I'm sorry. Like some people think they're cute. There's even one of my subscribers actually has a possum. And I see other people with videos online who have adopted possums, but their possums are adorable. My possum is huge, like tremendous and ugly. Maybe they just dropped it off here because they know I don't like possums. Yeah, I mean, I've not heard that scalar waves used in targeting us are activated by motion. So then they can't be using scalar waves on us when we're asleep. Oh, they have to wait for us to go out. Hi, Ephesians 1. Dr. Horton's recent live stream, she spoke about our CHIPS nano and body area network of people. I did not have a chance to watch Dr. Horton's latest video. I have to tell you, I've been watching her for years. Like when I came into the community around 2017, she was very active then. Her videos are always very long. So, I have to allocate time or like listen to a background when I'm doing something else. I have not listened to it. But yeah, what she's describing is basically what Sabrina Wallace has discussed like a year ago. Yes. Oh, you did. You donated to her when she was in Germany. Okay. Yeah, what happened was she disappeared for a while and then she actually married Bill Binney. And then she said her targeting got bad and then she moved. Um why do Faraday cages not work for some? I think what happens is the Faraday cages might not be of the best materials. Yeah, she emerges in the US, exactly. They might not be made well. It could be that your targeting is different than other people's. You know, might not be constructed properly. There might be gaps in between. Oh, you have her older videos. The one thing that Dr. Horton did, I guess I'm going to say it was around 2018. She created the most extensive checklist for targeted people, questionnaire with a diagram that I have ever seen. Like I filled out questionnaires before, but hers is so extensive, but it will take you an hour at least to complete it. It's that extensive. And I completed it back then. And I remember not checking off a lot of boxes because I was not experiencing what she was describing then. But if I were to take that, if I were to redo the questionnaire, it would be completely different now. Let's see, Julia says, I saw a YouTube video where microwaves were transmitted to a satellite, which can retransmit to other satellites, or maybe even to a target back on Earth. Wow. Oh, okay. Thank you for that, SDL. I did not know that. I did not know that. I'm sure there are a lot of things that happen that, maybe she doesn't want to discuss. I mean, she's quite brilliant. I mean, I believe she worked for CERN. She worked at CERN in Switzerland. Pamela says, this guy asked me out and I noticed he was on satellite only. I think he's the one with the microwave. You call him the gherkin. Please remember to hit the thumbs up, guys. Yes, she was a particle. Yes, particle physicist. Yes. Yes. And I remember when I first started watching her, she always had a wall of layers and layers of aluminum foil. And she would actually have conversations back then with Karen Stewart and sometimes Romola. There are YouTubers that build microwave guns so a government agency can easily build portable high power micro. Absolutely. Like there are a lot of tech savvy people on YouTube that demonstrate how a microwave works and how they created these little devices. Ephesians says, I think only another target is the only dating option and they keep us segregated, so tough chance. Okay, so Catherine Horton was one of the very few female fellows that studied in her field at Oxford University. Yes, that is exclusive. Yes, you can hear the bullets hitting her mylar between her. You can hear the little pings. Actually, I heard the pings on mine only once. It's like they're very careful here. They know that I know what's going on, and they don't want me to catch stuff here because they know they'll get sued from here to eternity for what they're doing to me here. So that's why they're deleting They've blurred the vision on both of my phone cameras. The camera on my laptop no longer works. They don't want me to do streams. They don't want you to see what they've done to me. Let's see. Apparently, the U.S. military used some sort of energy weapon in Venezuela. People were incapacitated, vomiting. I heard that. Yes. Yes. So, user says, I would say dating is out. Is there a problem with the feed? I don't know. I see the feed. Is anybody having a problem with the feed? Can you hear me? Your three chihuahuas. Your three chihuahuas prevent you from dating. That's funny. Remember to hit the thumbs up, guys. It says that there are 40 people listening. Okay, good. Okay, you hear me? Of course. Of course you love them. Let's see, click all messages instead of top messages. Oh, okay. Let's see. I'm seeing all the messages. Scrolling. Yeah, so I posted a video. Let me see. A couple of hours ago. Camellia Part 3. I read a couple of pages there. I thought it was interesting. It was they were talking about psychological warfare and a lot of subliminal messages that are going not just targeted people, but across the world, across the country. That it's so subtle over long periods of time. You don't even realize that your values and your morals and etc. are changing. They're being changed by these criminals. Yeah, I received two pair of new socks, along with some coffee and cookies. Of course, I ate the cookies, but I put on the socks. I wore them only at night. I took them off. I placed them on the floor, and when I picked them up in the morning to put on my feet, one of them was sliced, like a slice, a cut. I know, Amy. I'm angry a lot too, and I don't like it because I was not an angry person before. Things would just roll off me. I didn't care. And in fact, like I would go like grocery shopping, let's say, and I would just be minding my own business, and people would say hello to me and whatever. I would be ignoring everything around me. It just, oh, you hear me? Okay, good. Yep, it does change you. How could it not? How could this not change a person? It's trauma based mind control and satanic ritual abuse. How could it not change me that they have killed 28 cats since I'm living here, that they have stolen animals, that they have burned my animals, that they torture them with frequencies, that they infest them with parasites? How could I not be angry about that? How could I not be angry about what they've done to my property here in Jackson County, Kentucky, since this is a live stream that will be replayed by other people? Jackson County, Kentucky is involved in human trafficking, real estate mobbing, vandalism, theft, trespassing, satanic ritual abuse, witchcraft. Jackson County, Kentucky, corrupt to the core, and so much more. So now that I've made that announcement so that everybody can hear it when they replay the live stream, let's continue. You think possums are beautiful? Oh my goodness. The only possums that like are cute are like when the babies are born, and they actually are very cute. The little ones are very cute. But this one that these two that I have here, they are ugly. I'm sorry. They're so ugly. Yes. Lawless society. It's hard to do anything. You emailed me the video on dues and the Venice. Okay, let me check. Let me check 1 second. Let me check 1 second. Now this must be just a coincidence because I'm clicking on my alternative inbox. It says I have 721 messages. That happens to be my birthday. Hi KG, welcome, welcome. Um, okay, I see this. Okay, I actually have three. I have three new messages, and one from that Joy sent me about hacker. Oh, you have to watch this one first. Let me just stick this one in the video, in the chat. I don't know if you ever watched this guy, Ryan Montgomery. He's the ethical hacker. I need to hire this guy. I would make sure that I had enough money to hire Ryan Montgomery to come to Kentucky. I will pay his way. I will pay his way. 1 second. Now, this little video that I'm posting here, this is very alarming. He's talking about this thing called a Flipper Zero, and that they can program this little device, it's like a little handheld device, to enter your hotel room, your motel room, get into your car. Okay, so that's the first link. 1 second. And no, this is just this is something else. 1 second, let me get this. Okay, received an email. Let's see. Lorraine, I hope you're well. I wanted to see what you thought about the following two items if you have a chance. I know you mentioned nosebleeds quite frequently and being knocked out. Sounds like the same weapon was used in the U.S. invasion of Venezuela. Okay, so I'm going to post that link here. Hi, Ephesians 1, welcome. Microwaves still obey the laws of physics, so a Faraday cage should work because a microwave oven has a screen mesh in front of the window that blocks radiation. Are you a new person there? 666. Let's see. Oh, that link that I just posted needs to be divided. Let me see. Okay, welcome, welcome. 666. 1 second. Let me try this link again. 1 second. I'm just going to try the link because it got stuck with the comments and it's not populating. It's still not. Okay, this is that's an article. Okay, now the US used a powerful mystery weapon that brought Venezuelan soldiers to their knees, bleeding through the nose and vomiting blood. Okay, here's a video. Okay, now that link showed up because it's a YouTube video. Remember to hit the thumbs up when you guys come in. Okay, on the rest of this email, I'll respond to this privately. Let's see. Mark it in red. And let me get to SDL's. Venezuela troop dues. So basically they are experiment what they did to Venezuela, they've been doing to targeted people already. Okay, let's screenshot the chat with link, then go to photos and copy and paste the link to visit it. Screenshot the chat with link. Okay. All right, so let's see if I have any other links that I should share with you guys. Let's see. Oh yeah, listen. This is this was interesting. One second. Hi, very soon. Welcome. Remember to hit the thumbs up when you come in, guys. Hi, Ace of Cups. It's good to see you. I think I did. Let me see. Is that the one about the sonic weapons? Yeah, the sonic weapons and the nosebleeds. Yes, yes, I received that. Yeah, I'll respond to the rest of it privately. But yeah, I will watch those videos for sure. And it's really weird because generally, like people will get nosebleeds for for any number of reasons, but generally when the air is very dry, the atmosphere is dry. Sometimes if you go from a warm to a very cold environment, you might get like sinus issues. But it is like the humidity here is very high usually. It's very moist, it's very wet. There's no reason for me to have a nosebleed. Let's see, for nearly a decade, hundreds of American spies, diplomats, and military personnel have lived with a cluster of chronic conditions collectively known as Havana syndrome. Oh, the creepy voice is back. Well, we can ignore creepy. That's what we do. We ignore creepy. Yeah, exactly. Amy says there's nothing they won't do to you. It's stunning that there is a group evil. Oh, you get the burning in your nose. Okay. Some meds and try to lay down for an hour. Well, good for you, SDL. What about the video Oh, I saw that video. You don't know what to think about it? You could leave my if you go back to the video, scroll down, and I cut and pasted my comments because I created a video about it. Let me see if I could find it. Here, in 2023. And I'll post the link. After that, I'll post the link. Absolutely, yes, Julius. Julius has been looking at videos on COINTELPRO, and it closely resembles gang stalking. It absolutely, absolutely does. Well, thank you, Ephesians 1 says that I'm a guy and I can't fathom how someone would do this to a woman. Not only do they do it to women, they do it to children too. No, Jerry, you're saying like the creepy voice is chanting. Maybe creepy's finally meditating or something. Yeah, it's disgusting what they do. It is disgusting. Some people will do anything for money. They have their personality disordered. They have amoral. They have the group think mentality. It's us against that one person. Plus, these morons believe everything that they hear, and they don't care about discovering the truth. And also, the truth pisses them off. The truth pisses them off. They'd rather believe something fake. And also, again, there's a lot of envy and jealousy and greed involved. The creepy. Oh, that's so funny. Creepy voice farted and said, "Oops, I'll be back in 15 minutes." That's hilarious. Yes, the gang stalking program causes stress, which affects your health. And by the way, stress is cumulative, unfortunately, which is why you need to do things to mitigate the stress. Laughing, joking about it, creating acronyms, singing songs about the loser club. Let's see, Cliff Few says they are feminine men and masculine women doing assignments from prison. That's interesting. Anytime we lash out, it gives them more excuses. Reactive abuse. Yeah, lops, mops, wops, and cops. Yes. Cops are criminals on patrol. Oh, we have to remember about the DOPS, DOPS, or the dogs on patrol. The dog walkers on patrol, the DOPS. The LOPS, the losers on patrol. The MOPS, the morons and matrons on patrol. The WOPs are the witches on patrol. And can't forget the POPs. The POPs are predators, parasites, perverts, pedos. There are a lot of P words that describe the POPs. I don't know. I actually started a list. I wanted to get an acronym for every letter of the alphabet, but I haven't gone back to it. I have to do it. Mops, wops, cops, and pops. I'm sorry to hear that, Pamela. Yucky. I haven't seen a video by Cliff Few. I wonder if I'm still subscribed. I was watching his videos. In fact, I think I even have one of his little testimonies. They pop, lock, lock and drop. Hi, Brian. Welcome. Yeah, stress does age, and they know it. And in addition to the stress, there's the microwave abuse. It destroys the collagen in your body. When they vibrate you, they vibrate your bones. They can actually vibrate your bones to dislocate. The microwave, the radiation causes your hair to fall out. It dries out your skin, the collagen in your skin, the elasticity in skin. It causes you to prematurely wrinkle because they're drying you out from the inside out. And then in addition to the nanotechnology, the heavy metals and stuff, you found empty bags of rat poisoning. They have a ring of people that poison in your town. I'm sure they do. Well, think about the meth heads. They use rat poison in concocting that stuff. I mean, I've seen videos online of like a person before they started doing meth and then afterwards. And it'll take like a teenage person, they'll look like they're 50 years old. Well, absolutely. Noodle grovers. Yes, yeah, I've got to go. In fact, I want to find find his channel again. If you've got his channel, leave it in the chat here, Cliff Few. And if any of you guys have a YouTube channel, this is the place to post the link. So you can post the link here so that other people can find you. Now, let me see what you just said. I just walked away and came back. 1 second. You see them online in Pennsylvania, the mummified streets of how you're not YouTube savvy. Amy says, it's so subtle, Lorraine. You won't know when you're being poisoned until like 5 years. Bruising, cuts, elasticity, thin skin, infected nails, loss of hair, teeth. That's what it does. Blurry vision and eye watering. Well, they started doing that to me last year with the blurry vision and eyes. I had actually had an eye appointment. Everything fine. And literally within the next couple of days, they were targeting my eyes for 9 months. And you could see it on all of my interviews. Like when I was interviewing with David A. and interviewing with Richard Moore. I mean, you could see them. My eyes were tearing in both of those videos. Amy says, we got a call about 20 years ago when my father was being poisoned. The physician called us. Well, you know, I'm wondering if there's a way to test that. Your shins have purple spots. Well, we're going to have to look that up. Going to have to look it up on the internet. How to test for that. There has to be a way to test for that kind of a poison. In Kentucky, the male perps wear gimp suits. You're so funny. Yeah, it's very possible that they tap it into the water line. That historically, that's a horrible warfare. But what they're doing, actually, they're spreading a lot of nanotechnology in my house. Smart dust in my house. I find it under a black light. In the chicken coops, they're spreading this pithy, disgusting dust in both of the chicken coops. They've infected my cat's building. Doesn't matter that I vacuum it every day, clean every day. They pour urine underneath things. Yes, Janet Phelan does say that they have 2 water lines. Exactly. Yep. That's exactly right. Yeah, she's actually studied that, and she's written articles about that. She's interviewed about the water lines. And most plagues, when there's been like dysentery and stuff like that, it has had to do with water. There has to be some test online to find out if you're being poisoned, because you know when people are poisoned, like in a hospital or on the side, and they have symptoms, there are methods to test for that. I just don't know what the method is. I don't know if it's a blood test or if it's something else. Let's see. Other military countries are going to raise their defense against directed energy weapons after the Venezuela incident. Well, they should. Everybody's worrying about, oh, the nuclear war, nuclear war. It's not going to be a nuclear war. It's all going to be directed energy weapons. They will say that the farmer's pesticide put fumes in the air and that's how you got it. I think Janet was onto something that I didn't know. Explain the two water lines. Our water is horrible here. What she suggested, I guess through her research, and you have to understand that these criminals do and will tunnel and dig holes around your property where you live and stuff, and that they can inject fumes and poisons through these holes under your house into your water lines. They can turn off one water line and use an infected water line, or poison your water line. Oh, they load up on chlorine pucks. They went under your house and they broke the gas line, Pamela says. Well, I have a subscriber who is ex-military. He owns property, he owns a house, and they do to his grass what they do to mine. And he says it's glyphosate. And glyphosate is Roundup. And Roundup, it's already been, there was already a couple of lawsuits that were won about that. Let's see, 2 days after one poison, you develop Bell's palsy. It's slick how they're getting to you. I feel like that movie, Conspiracy Theory. Yup, they will go under your house. They dig holes. They dig holes all around my property. Your cat's eyes are watery for years. Yup, they do that to the cats. My cat's eyes are watery too. And this is how I know that they're purposely infecting the cats building. The cats that live outside look healthier than the cats that are living inside with heat, with a fan, with better food, with toys, with beds. I don't know. Weeping Willow says that they inject poisons and stuff with the holes, but I think what they're doing by me is they're trying to cause flooding and cause the ground to shift. So if they're drilling holes and they constantly get filled up with water, it eventually moistens that area. So I've just been filling the holes. Whenever I find a hole, I fill it. And then a Weeping Willow says, if you fill the holes, they're just going to dig more. I don't care. It's my property. They're going to dig holes. I'm going to fill the hole. I'm going to have to walk away because my cat is here, and I've got to bring her back next door. 1 second. I'm going to turn this on. And I'll be back in 2 minutes, guys.
30 years in my pen, Jersey girl with perfect plans. Garden raising my daughter, healing cats with gentle hands. Astrology blog at midnight, regulated to the degrees. Masters and bachelors, both with honest, so the world would let me breathe. And sign my name on a secret list, paid strangers to make me bleed. So I packed up everything I loved and drove south to be free. But freedom wasn't far enough. Now I'm on time, set flames, colors, get clean and targeting got every other day. I crossed the Kentucky line, drawn to my sky, 7 tears in my can't forget people's on my knee. Been trying to steal my land, but this soul's rooted deep in me. From when I look back to this lifetime, fire tried to bury me. Baby, watch me rise, watch me cry. Watch me cry. Black helicopters buzzing, low surveys I never hide. Fake lions on my title, threats in the mail, just walk away. Retired, but every kidnapped bottle feed, every roll of corn I soul. Is another middle finger to the cowards hiding in the shadows. Calling love on YouTube every night. They thought they won't show. This farm is my fortress, my proof, my microphone. You double down in Kentucky, thought the country would swallow me whole. Jokes on you, I'm louder than ever, and I'm never letting go. Turning on a steady freeze, can't risk you bleeding. Follow me to Kentucky and turn the world 10 degrees. Orange beats in the courthouse, poison in my fields and nightmares. Still screaming truth from me. These Appalachian lights, you want my head? Come take it from these hands. You try to bury me, baby, watch me rise, watch me go, watch me go. I earned every inch of this dirt with blood and sweat and grace. You can fake the papers, you can poison the well, but you'll never erase my face. This is for every targeted woman they try to make disappear. You'll breathe while the hurricane, listen close, you'll feel that in the air. I turn home, set it free, the flame they're trying to steal. They can't steal my dream, every view, every shell, every care that I save is another life. You pay for my life. Watch me go. Watch me go. Kentucky clay on my boots, title deed and my grip.
Okay, I'm back.
24/7, I'm never gonna quit. Watch me go.
I had to bring one of my cats back home. Let's see what you say. Creepy voices dancing. he cleans up the mess from farting. His girlfriend must be yelling. Must have been stinky. Let's see. Heavy metal poisoning is common. Yes. I had a heavy metals test done 2 years ago, and it was so high. And it's like, well, wait a minute. I don't eat anything that has that. So they're infecting me. It's also on the property. Yes, aluminum is a metal. Yep, aluminum is bad. Aluminum is a neurotoxin. Ephesians says, every time I leave my house, I have a fun convoy, brighting, aggressive driving, street theater. They all, yeah. Well, yeah, we've got that here too. Losers. The losers on patrol. Lops. I avoid a lot of that because I have not been in town in a year. So I when I do go into town, there's always somebody around there. No, I can't imagine spending my day waiting for somebody to leave their house. No, I can't. Fire trucks with lights and sirens every time you leave your house. Yeah. I remember the first time that happened here, I thought, this is nuts. Like, I'm in a rural area and I've got like a fire truck hanging out in front of my property. Like, you expect to hear those things in a city or in the suburbs, but you don't expect to hear it like in the middle of a national forest. Yes, and then when they finally leave their house, you have to terrorize them. Let's see, the best test for heavy metals is called Raman spectroscopy. It sounds like that requires a doctor. Ace of Cups says it kind of makes me wonder about the theory of NPCs could be true. The Raman spectroscopy. Hildy. Okay, Dr. Hildy. I had an appointment with her on the phone when I was in New Jersey. Okay, so she's got a site. Is her site still up in? Okay, so she recommended that. Okay. All TIs have neighbors on text chain with police services. The cops cover their asses when they hit you with dues, directed energy weapons. Yeah, that's why the cops are complicit. They're premeditated murderers. And they'll have to suffer the consequences of their actions. It's called karma. It's Carmageddon. It's going to happen. I said it before, like I know, like the woman that left the poopy diapers in front of my mailbox. What she did was she intentionally or not engaged that child's energy in the stalking of me, which is creating negative karma for that child. And I already predicted that something's going to happen to that child. Not now, not in the near future, but something's going to happen to that kiddo. I know it. But I won't be here to see what happens. The universe will decide when that's going to be. Let's see what they spray. Oh, I saw that smart dust. It's disgusting. And what really pissed me off about the smart dust is I just washed a blanket. I washed it. I put it in the dryer. And that night I did the black light on it, and the smart dust was still on it. How do you test your hair? I mean, there are hair analysis tests. They cost like $150, and you could send, a little clip of your hair, and they'll analyze it. It's for heavy metals. I think it's really wrong and cruel to engage a child in this. Cops who do this low-class deeds should wear robes instead of uniforms. Yeah. Yeah, it's really crummy. Let's see. Ghillie suits are military camouflage. They look like guys covered with bushes. Oh, that's what that is. Oh, the ones that hide behind trees. Or like in this book, Camilio, they call them the invisible midgets. The invisible midgets. Everybody's got a different name for them. The cloakers, the creepers, the invisible midgets. Hi, Cold Fat. Welcome. Thank you for leaving all the comments on the videos. Welcome, welcome. They do wear robes in the occult practices of the Masons. Oh, yes, they do. And they wear aprons, too. And, their apron looks a lot like, when you pull up your Google Mail, the little emblem there with the little M on it looks like mail. Looks a lot like a Masonic apron. Amy's asking, is your grandchild at daycare? What happens with the comments is not only do I have it set up, but YouTube flags, I shouldn't say flags, but they hold comments with words that are not YouTube friendly, and they'll hold it for review. Now some of them that are held for review, it's like I don't understand why. And also, if you use a hashtag in a comment, it will be held for review. YouTube does not want the hashtags. So please don't use hashtags in your comments. And not just on my channel, but on others' channels. YouTube doesn't like it. So sometimes they'll like actually withhold your entire, comment. It could be 4, lines long, and there's nothing wrong with it. But if you put a hashtag in there, it'll be held for review, and unfortunately, I'll have to delete it. Please remember to hit the thumbs up, guys. I see only 29 thumbs up. It's horrible when they target the children or use the children, because a child is being trained, it's being groomed to grow up thinking that that behavior is okay, and they'll end up continuing it. Oh yeah, there are 30 now. There were 29. Delete her comment calling me slurs because she is fake. Oh, well, thank you, Julius. Yeah, there are comments that slip through. I know that there are a couple of perps that are leaving comments. As long as they're not derogatory, they stay there because then you get to see who they are also. That's why there's only 30 likes. Okay. Yep. Oh, absolutely. There's a chance some of the viewers are bots. No, really? Yes, yes, yes. Well, I also know that a couple of the subscribers, like friends of mine, don't get in the chat. They don't get in to post, but they listen in the background. So I know about 2 or 3 people that do that. They listen in the background and never comment. Pamela says, I get harassed all the time. I'm 58 and ex-military. I'm used to it. What did you do in the military? Like what branch of the military were you? A bunch of other content creators are getting spammed by bots during their streams. Oh, it's nonstop. I have a creepy voice. The creepy voice has been here since, I don't know, maybe the second or third live stream. It used to be that the creepy voice would chime in around 1 hour into, and now the creepy voice is like after, like as soon as I sign on, it's there. Oh, Just Me Florida is ex-military also. Oh, you were in the Navy. Oh, you were in IT. So you know everything that they're doing. Creepy voice is a YouTube employee. Well, I don't know about that because the creepy voice I can hear sometimes on my cameras. So I don't think it's a YouTube. I think it's one of my perps. It's a local perpetrator. They hack into everything. They hack into my keyboard, my phones, my camera. Oh, this is the only chat you've ever been in, Amy? Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad you're here. I know that's the thing. It's like I would like to learn more about the technology, but I just don't have time. And then there are just sometimes I just don't feel like listening to TI stuff. And I've been watching like all these cop auditor videos. It's like really pissing me off. Let's see, Conrad says Navy are special military in the fact they carry out admiralty maritime law on behalf of the British Crown. Oh yeah, we have a couple of Amy's. We do. There are a couple of Amy's. Ace of Cups says I walked to the gym yesterday, 3/4 of the way there, turned to cross the street. The maintenance staff of my building, who is one of their perps, is 2 feet behind me, following me closely. Oh, the targeted individual chats are always fighting with each other. Oh, I know. I don't get on those calls anymore. Oh, it's horrible. When I would get on them, you'd always get the perps, people fighting, and it's like intentionally set up that way. Roy's chats, they fight. Well, he's got a lot of perps in his chats. I don't get on his channel. I think when he first started, I would listen in, and because somebody recommended it. Somebody recommended that he interview me, and I actually contacted him. And he was pissed off that when I would get into his live chats that I wasn't showing my face. And it's like, well, wait a minute, there are other people not showing their faces. So I said, you know what? I don't need this nonsense. I have enough aggravation in my life. I unsubscribed, and it doesn't mean that I don't like him or anything like that. I just don't have the patience. Jerry is an INFJ. We're a whole different. Oh yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, yes. Yeah, that's what happens when you're like, 2% of the population. To quote Dr. Rebecca Caleb Wilson, you're not friends with my friends and I don't get you. Well, you know why you don't get me, little girl? Because I'm an INFJ and you'll never get me. Just take care of the cats. Right? Just take care of the animals, what you're supposed to do. It's what you're hired to do. You're hired to take care of animals. Yes, he had a lot of perpetrators there. And he taught, see, the thing is, like, we all have the perps and stuff, but if they're starting to cause a problem, then you have to do something about it. And if you're not going to do something about it, then you turn into, then you're complicit. You thought Sleeping Beauty was down for the. Hi, Nick. Welcome. Yes, I remember Dr. Ruth Westheimer. I remember her, Dr. Ruth. Oh, she was so funny. And Dr. Ruth was one, she was an older woman, and she was the one, she would always talk about sex. Here, I'll post some of this information in here for you about personality types. Let's see. So INFJs make up approximately 1 to 2% of the US population. This makes them one of the rarest personality types. Then there are INTJs. They make up approximately 2 to 4% of the US population. This makes them one of the less common personality types. And I'll post that for you here, guys. And then there is INFPs, make up approximately 4 to 5% of the US population. This makes them relatively uncommon compared to other personality types. Let me just see, I just missed something. Cold Fact says, sometimes I ignore people, but she was in your comments capping Lorraine, so I called her out, basically asked what she's talking about, and she got mad, throwing insults. You're exactly right, Julius. Julius says, I noticed that the creepy voice wakes up when certain topics are mentioned. I actually think like the creepy voice is like subliminal. There's subliminal messages there. Hi, KG. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. Did you see it on your video? The one that you said YouTube held for the comment. YouTube held a lot of comments. What about perps, the weirdest and most wicked personality types? Well, they're sadistic. A creepy's on a timer, 11 p.m. he wakes up. Hello, all the real. How are you? Welcome. Let's see. After I posted my interview with Mo Mosby, you went to her channel. I think she's okay. I'm not going to comment on live stream. When I posted that, it's because hers did not record. Yeah, it did not record. Yes. She's not a targeted person, by the way. Just saying. She even said it on one of her videos. I didn't save it. I should have saved it. Let's see. Creepy is a creepy is a long-haired hermit. Okay, so this guy and another guy took Roy down. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. That guy. Yes. That guy. I hired that guy to redo my Phrase Cat Rescue website. And then whatever work he did didn't work. He took 9 months of my time. And then he'd post all these weird videos about other people. Yeah, the video when Kimberly interviewed me last year, it was never posted to her channel. I recorded that because her recording either purposely didn't record or unintentionally didn't record. But then when I provided her the copy of the audio that I recorded, she said that she could not upload that to her channel. So that's why I posted it to mine. I recorded it on my phone. It was never posted to her channel. Request the Truth was saying that one of my friends was a perp. Yes, very off. He doesn't, comment on my videos anymore. The one thing he did do after screwing up my website is he did refund the money that I paid him, but I lost 9 months of time, and it was never done. I think I'm just going to have the video done through AI, even if I have to upgrade, to a better version of AI. They can design an entire website. No, Roy seemed like a nice man. It's just that he had so many bad people on his lives. Like, I don't know how people could stand listening to it. Yes, I think AI could design a website for me for Freya's Cat Rescue. I just have to compile all of my information and go from there. Exactly, Joe. Too many infiltrators, and the problem is his not acknowledging the fact that there are infiltrators and perps, and getting rid of them and allowing them to stay, and it creates a very chaotic situation. Let's see. The fight against narcissist black eye from Canada is fake, and I don't. The fight against narcissism. Fighting. I think I know who you are. Who you're talking about? I think I know who you're talking about there. What I've noticed is, in order to get monetized and get a lot of views, people are creating channels about narcissism, and under the guise of, narcissism for gang stalking, for harassment and stuff like that, because people are researching narcissistic abuse. Exactly, very soon. That's right. He seems like a nice man. He seems like he's genuine. Like, I've heard his story and stuff, but he's got too many perps, and he needs to get rid of them. Yes, they have a sadistic personality. They like it. They enjoy tormenting people. Yes, I did, Cold Fact. In fact, I was going to do a video on that. Did anyone see Candace Owens talk about gang stalking specifically on her channel the other day? I did. I did. In fact, I was listening to her in the background, and I heard her say I thought I heard her say the word gang stalking. It's like I stopped what I was doing, and I had to replay what she said, and it's like, wow, she did say, she knows what it is. She knows what's going on. Did I get the impression that she was not a TI after she couldn't upload my video? That and other things. Yes, society grooms narcissists. Actually, we're breeding them. I actually wrote a paper about that. We're breeding narcissism in this country. And it's not that other countries don't have narcissistic populations, but we're breeding them through pharmacology and social media. Oh, Candace Owens is definitely targeted. It's just that when you're that high level, she's able to shield much of it. I'm sure she's got massive security. She's got a husband. I'm sure you know, she's very well protected in other areas. She has the financial means for videos and cameras and bodyguards, and she's so when you're a high level target like that, her targeting is very different. It's very, very different. She also has lawyers. She has a legal team. um, I don't know very many targeted people that not only can afford a legal team, but can actually, even if they had the money, actually obtain one. Yep, our country it breeds and it's been going on for a long time. Do I have a link to the video for Candace Owens? It was a live. It was on her live. Um, let me go. Let me find it. 1 second. Let's see. One second. Because she has a lot of lives. Let me just see what the title is for it. Um, um, um. Okay, I think this is it. I think this was the video. The video was Project Looking Glass. How did Charlie know he was going to die? Let me just make sure this is it, because this one I watched to the end, and it was 3 days ago. Okay, 1 second. And it was somewhere. So this video is 56 minutes long. And if I remember correctly, it was at the 21-minute mark. 21-minute mark. I'll post the link. 1 second. Okay, so I'm posting the link. Let's see. Yeah, she uses the word gang stalking around the. You could start at the 20-minute mark. Hi, His Girl. Welcome, welcome. But please remember to hit the thumbs up. Oh my goodness, we've got 33 thumbs up. Can we please change that to 34? Okay, I'm going to pull up the War Against Narcissism because somebody's mentioning it. Oh, I see. Yes, yes. Okay, let me I'll post a link. So you can decide for yourselves. Okay, good. We're up to 34. There are 45 people listening, watching. I need to do a panel. I don't know how to do that. I think I need like to get like StreamYard or something. Yes, that's the video. I posted the link. The and it's around 20-minute mark. So if you start at 20 minutes, it should be within the next minute or so. In order to do a panel, you need different software, and it takes up the software. Not only do you have to pay for it, but it takes up a lot of space. Um, and my laptop camera does not work. Oh, you think ChatGPT? Really? StreamYard. Yeah, if I were to get a software, I would get StreamYard. I think Zoom, you can do a Zoom for free, but you only get 50 free minutes. If I remember correctly, you can do it for 50 free minutes, and then after that it cuts off. That's true. ChatGPT can give some alternative instructions to help maybe. For some reason you don't trust Zoom. It's very possible. I do like StreamYard. I like the capabilities of StreamYard, and another thing I like about StreamYard is um, it gives you the ability to blur and change your backgrounds. So, like, I'm sitting in my house here. I don't want you to see like my tiny little messy house. So it gives you the ability to, give you a completely different background. You can either upload a photo or use one of their images. I had downloaded Discord, but I don't like Discord at all. I don't like it at all. Do not like it. I deleted it. I know I don't believe the narrative either. And I don't know. I heard, and I need to find out more about this. Is she allegedly pregnant? No, she has not shed a tear. She like pats her eyes, and there's no tear going on there. It was so fake. It's just a big act. She's an actress. Yes, I did a video inside my old place, background green screen. Yes, yeah. With Zoom, for some reason, you can't do a background. You can't change the background. But with StreamYard, you can. She was CIA in her 20s. I don't think that changed. I think, uh, you know what? I thought that she was a honey trap for Charlie. Exactly, Ace of Cups. Exactly. Yeah, I'm sorry. I did not attend his uh his chats or listen to them. I could not. I could not look at his panels. Once a CIA, yeah, yep. He also got smartass with you because he said on his chat that nobody does anything violent to women, only men. Well, that's not true. That's not true. Yeah, I think that Blondie, we'll call her Blondie, um, just because I don't want the name mentioned in here. I think she's a honey trap. And now she's heading that company, that nonprofit. That happened so quickly. And allegedly she's pregnant. And she talks about the vice president. Like, I don't know. There's something weird going on there. Hi, Battle. Welcome, welcome. Yes, those lives were very loud and confusing, big time perp behaviors. I agree. And I don't have any tolerance for that. I don't want it. And that's the problem is that he did not mediate, moderate them. And they shouldn't be 4 hours long either. And it's absurd. Oh, you have some shifty looking people randomly showing up on your channel. What is your channel? You could leave it. Yes, I think she was set up to marry him. I do. There's just something really sketchy about her. I don't trust her. Um, Something's very, very odd. Well, I guess everybody has different taste, you know? When I see like the evil in somebody, they don't look pretty anymore. They don't look handsome anymore. It doesn't matter outwardly if they're attractive, if inwardly they're evil, then they become evil to me. Doesn't matter what they look like. Hi, Elsie. Welcome. You were asleep? Well, I'm glad you woke up. Meanwhile, like it's almost midnight. It's almost time to close it down. Unless you want me to keep it rolling for a little while longer, I'll just go make myself a cup of hot cocoa and you guys can chat some more. Let's see. The kids were fake. That's a good point. But a lot of people don't want to show their children's faces. I know that guy Charlie. I mean, he looked like he was a nice man. But the fact that in Candace's video, she said that he thought that he was going to die young. And he had this feeling that he was going to die young. Yeah, her eyes are different. They're very different. Yes, yes. And that happens a lot. Nice man, but easy to manipulate. Let's see. His girl says, I'm somewhat familiar with the evangelicals. Lots going on into shows to promote Christian nationalism. Oh, thank you so much, Pamela. You're well. Thank you for joining in, and remember to hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. You can see the icy coldness of her soul in those eggs. Yes, yes. It's the latest psyop. Breaks my heart. So many are falling for it. You know, a lot of people have said that. It's just another distraction. There's just so much horrible stuff going on in the news. But it's almost midnight. I've got another minute left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to step away for a couple of minutes. I'm going to step away for a couple of minutes and make something to drink and a hot cocoa or whatever, and I'll just allow you, just to chat amongst yourselves. Let's see, JD, no personality events, and that what you said. That's what I was thinking. Is that terrible? Well, are we gonna get to see what the baby looks like? And what about his wife? White Walker's piercing blue eyes. Yeah, strange is an understatement. Bye, Pamela. Have a good night. So it's midnight, and you guys can continue chatting for maybe another 15 minutes. Um, and I'm going to just step away, and I'll be back in about 15 minutes.
So in the Boxtown neighborhood of
Oh no, I'm not going to sleep. I'm just stepping away to make a hot cocoa and allow you guys to talk another 15 minutes or so. And but besides the fact that I'm like all cramped up from sitting. Hi, JJ Loves Animals. Welcome, welcome. Creepy voice just flushed the toilet. That's funny. I walked away from the screen. I usually sign off at midnight, but people were having a lively conversation. So I said, I'm just going to walk away and make a cup of cocoa and let you, continue to chat amongst yourselves for a little while. What ends up happening, and it happened to me when I entered the targeting community in 2017, I had already been targeted for at least 5 or 6 years prior. I didn't really have the words for what was happening to me. And then when I started listening to other people on those, conference calls, a lot of what they were talking about was not happening to me at the time because I was in a different phase of my targeting. There are different phases. So a lot of newly targeted people or people that are finding out that they're targeted now, some of the younger people that are coming in, they don't know what's in store for them and they don't understand what's going on. They don't have the correct terminology. They're aligning sometimes with targeted groups that are not on the up and up. No, I have not listened to the Techno Crime Fighters yet. I'm a little far behind on some of those videos. Oh, it's only 9:12 p.m. there. 9. Are you on California? Yes, you thought do was BS until you started researching more deeply, then getting dizzy spells. Exactly. Because it sounds like science fiction. If it's not happening to you, oh, in Oregon, yes. If it's not happening to you, you think, well, it's not happening. You don't have any way of relating to what other people are going through if you haven't experienced it yourself. You can maybe understand it rationally, but most people don't think about it. As funds go up, the more are targeted as the black budget go. I agree. I agree with that. They keep loading more people on there, and in fact, um, the whistleblowers, the FBI whistleblowers, were saying that they were just ordered, told to load more people on. And that's when some of them decided, I'm not going to do this. I don't want to do this. The DoD has unlimited money. Absolutely. And actually, you can sign up for their contracts. It's called contracts, Department of Defense contracts newsletter. And you'll get them every day showing the grants that they're doling out billions of dollars. And you'll see a lot of the same names on the list. Oh, that's so horrible, Amy. But you know what? I've heard that from so many people, that you feel guilty that your older sister was targeted and she's not around anymore, um, because you don't believe what was happening to her. There are quite a few people that have commented that they lost a sibling that displayed the traits of a targeted person, but didn't believe them, didn't believe what was happening to them, and then now they're not with us and feel guilty. There are quite a few people I've noticed online about that. Well, absolutely, Colfax says it's necessary to even distance yourself from some TIs. I just can't click with everybody. Well, in the general population, think about that for now, right? In the general population, you're not going to vibe with everybody. You'll vibe with certain people and not others. So just because you meet targeted people doesn't mean you're just going to jive with them, like you can relate to them because they're targeted, but you might not like them. And let me tell you, there are a lot of targeted people I do not like. I just don't like them. But I do find, like, for the most part in the targeted community, because you are targeted, people do a lot of research and you become like very educated about topics that you wouldn't normally think about, which makes you more interesting in some ways, right? Because we know things that are going on that the general population doesn't have a clue, or they don't want to know about. Let's see, something triggers them to pick us, or do you think it's random? A lot of whistleblowers have said that it's a combination. It's a combination of many things. That sometimes it's random, sometimes it's for revenge. There's a very, very high percentage of people that became targeted after a divorce or after divorcing a Leo, law enforcement or military. Very high. You're studying microwave radiometers. Like, would you be studying microwave radiometers if you weren't a targeted person? Yes. Well, this is what I feel like. Targeted people are getting it from everywhere, and not everybody deals with stress well. And prior to becoming targeted, everybody had a personality. Everybody had a family background. Everybody dealt with stress differently. Everybody had different cash flow, and then the targeting kicks in, and it really does change a person. And it doesn't always change a person positively. Let's put it that way. It changes a person. And those changes are not always welcome. I remember, like, when my mother was still alive and I was living here and complaining to her about what's going on, and she said flat out on the phone, she says, "What happened to my sweet daughter?" She says, "You always sound so angry." And I said, "Well, Mom, how would you feel if your pets were being tortured and harmed every day. How would you feel if you woke up every day and something else on your property was vandalized? How would you feel if you had new items stolen from inside of your house? And she would just listen and she said, I wouldn't like it. But it's very hard to believe it. My mother witnessed in New Jersey the vandalism. Not understanding how much it changes a person. Like I'm not an angry person, but I am angry as hell for what they're doing here. And I have no problem calling out any one of these corrupt county officials. Zero. And then some loser, some perp gets on my channel, leaves a comment and says about me being a Karen, and that maybe I should get along with my neighbors. That's why my neighbors. It's like, please, I moved here knowing nobody. I was harassed from the day I got here. Let's see, you built meters for the electromagnetic spectrum. I knew when they hooked you up. Women at church ask me to line dance. I love the dancing, but feel like I can't put time into it now. Well, you know what? There's a good reason to be angry. These criminals are stealing your destiny, stealing your life, infecting and affecting your lifespan. These are psychopaths. These are total psychopaths. Well, it does change you. And then, of course, dealing with what we deal with on a daily basis, and everybody's different. As I mentioned at the beginning, it's like of one of my videos, it's like the first 4 hours of my day is taking care of animals. I don't have the luxury of like the first 4 hours of my day getting up and having a leisurely cup of coffee, going to the gym, going grocery shopping. I don't have that leisurely morning. I've got a bunch of animals to care for. But caring for animals here is totally different than all the animals I had to care for in New Jersey. Very different. I wasn't living next door. Well, a couple of them were, but I was not living in a neighborhood of psychopaths in New Jersey. I was living in a big, beautiful house that I was free to walk around in, had lots of space, lots of closets. All of my animals were in the same place. It's not like that here. It's a very different here. It's horrible. This is a horrible lifestyle. What is it like to be married to a honeypot? I have no idea. I don't know that my ex-husband was a honeypot. Yeah, the thing about those meters, like I've had some of those meters, and like I'll watch, the arms or the bar graph go up, and you know that something's happening, but I don't know how to analyze it either. I would imagine you could just enter it into ChatGPT and chat will tell you how to analyze it. They do access your writing and they do change it. They change my comments. Like I'll have to go into comments left on other people's channels and redo them because they twist my words around. They change my words. Let's see, Julie says electromagnetic waves have two basic properties: frequency, how many cycles per second, and amplitude, which is strength of the signal. What did they do to your title in Arizona? Yes, they can use towers to send microwaves. Yeah, I've got that in my ears also. In New Jersey, they were low. Let's see. Who was it that wrote that? Amy. Yes, we are being bombarded with electromagnetic waves at many different frequencies and amplitudes. Power. It's much worse here. Like I feel it walking around my property. As soon as I walk through my house door, my front door, I feel it. Satellites can be used to transmit microwaves. An EMF sound meter on tablet and phone tell you when they hit you. EMF sound meter. Oh, I need to download something like that. Can you recommend one? Do you have an iPhone? Because there's so many apps. I've downloaded apps and then they want you to pay for them, and I just end up deleting them. Let's see. It says, when you were in Jersey, there were changes to your body that didn't make sense. When I was in New Jersey, I woke up one day and my fingers were hemorrhaging. My fingers were hemorrhaging. There was another time I woke up with blisters between my toes. There was another time in New Jersey, I woke up and I was so nauseous that I had the dry heaves and I ended up vomiting. Never happens before. I never get headaches. Like even PMSing, I wouldn't get headaches, but you get headaches now, so you know it's not natural. Same goes for nosebleeds. They're doing it. Let's see. Somehow there was a judgment on your title to your Phoenix home. The city of Phoenix did it. I'm not savvy learning, but somehow I think they cleared out my mother's Charles Schwab account. Well, you would be able to know that. You can contact Charles Schwab. Well, they can certainly put judgments, but they could be fake judgments. They have to prove what the judgment is. It's conceivable that a drone could be loitering above your location, deliver EM attacks at various frequencies as well. There's no limit how. Yeah, that's true. And there are drones over the property. I saw 4 drones, I don't know, it was last week. It was last week. I was leaving the Cats building and I decided to just stand still so that none of the motion lights would go on. And I saw 4 drones over the property. Oh, that's interesting. KG. She says use a TENS unit and get large pads, and it will spasm when the pad is over the implant or nano. Okay, so Amy says the judgment was in a fake ID like my husband's name. I think his attorney was in on the scheme. I don't think my husband was in on it, but he sure didn't help. Community property buying out. Okay. I have a rash also. It's horrible. Yep. Yeah, they all do work together. Well, I don't have a husband, but they can make up stuff, you know. These people, they're evil. Evil, evil, evil. And I know who most of the players are. Of course, the ones with the blackened windows, the fusion center traffickers, because that's what they are, the fusion traffickers, the Infraguard traffickers. Yeah, what these criminals are doing is now they must have contacted my plumber because I've left 2 messages and they've been here, quite often in the past. and they're not returning my calls. I want to get my well inspected because ChatGPT says that they're poisoning my well. So I want to get my well inspected. You think I was trafficked to Kentucky? Well, the thing is this with regard to Kentucky, my father traveled around the country after he retired from IBM. And he went to every state. He stayed in every state, and he settled in Kentucky, but yeah, Kentucky. But he was Western on the border of Tennessee. It was very different, very very different. So when I was house searching, I researched Kentucky. I wanted to move to Greenville, South Carolina. That was like my favorite place to move to. And then I read some stuff online where they said that it's not friendly for single people. There was some online community talking about Greenville, and I'm so glad I didn't move there. Yes, I have a well. I did not know I had a well when I moved here, though, because it wasn't disclosed. I found it after cleaning up the property. Yeah, so I guarantee they've done something to the well, which is why they're preventing my calls to go through to the plumber. And besides, the ChatGPT said that they're poisoning my well. And I believe Chat. See, because these are things that need to be done, like when a house is inspected. If somebody wants to make an offer, so I want to get it inspected. I want to get the well inspected. I didn't even know it existed when I bought the property. I found it like I don't know, it was like towards the end of the year that I moved here. Oh yeah, the when the former owner's adult children sold this property to me, they disclosed zero. And then I found out after I closed that one of them was a real estate agent, which they should have disclosed. Yeah, you'd get one of those fancy, expensive water purification systems if you could afford it. Well, you can get some filters, anything with charcoal. If you've got charcoal filters, there are military bases everywhere. Like Kentucky is bad for military. Exactly, exactly. Stay out of small towns, people have told you. I thought it would be better, but it turned out to be community stock. I agree. I will never live in a rural community ever again. I won't. It's there. It's a small community, small town, small minds. Especially people that have never moved out of here, never lived anywhere else. They don't grow. The whole purpose of life is growth. If you stay in the same place for your whole life, you do not grow. I'm sorry. Yeah, what you describe Julius happens to, you know, so many of us. Well, you know, the one thing I remember, like when I graduated high school early, and I ended up going to work in New York City. And like all the people that I hung out with and whatever, they ended up all marrying the people that we grew up with. And going into New York City, like I met a whole different group of people. It was a whole different lifestyle, whole different everything. I could not stay like in that small Bronx community. I thought it would strangle me. And it was the same thing with jobs, you know, you stay at a job for a certain amount of time and then you move on, you go somewhere else. It's not like I've moved a lot, you know, I've stayed long, you know, years at certain places. But I can't even imagine like staying at one place your whole life. I just can't. I mean, especially if it's an area like this where there's nothing to do. I mean, the only thing you do here is take care of your property. That's it. You don't have time to do anything else. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna close down the chat. It's 1:45 here in Eastern Kentucky. Thank you all for hitting the thumbs up and having the chat, keeping the chat going and stuff. And thank you for moderating, KG and Joe. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, it's horrible what they do to all of us. But stay strong, guys, and remember, you do not consent. And we are stronger together. We're sharing. We share together. And the creepy voice, creepy, you can leave now, creepy. So I hope everybody has a good rest of the night, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.